Hi folks, a false start. This is acrylic. I'm doing this for those that ask me and eventually relent. I do prefer oil painting by far. But anyway, I started and I went to pause it to go and cut a bit of toweling, for those toweling. And I pressed the stop instead of the pause. This is what I keep doing. I'm just not used to it. And it's the reason why I'm using a webcam as distinct from my good volume or good audio leg rear camcorder, because I can pause in record and carry on. I've got to move that cursor away and put it on the pause, I think, just in case I do pause. So I've got some colours squeezed out. I've got some vermilion, ultramarine, Payne's grey, burnt sienna, sap green, cadmium yellow. I haven't got a pale, I will use it otherwise, and some yellow ochre. I've just roughed in a bit of ultramarine and white, just to get some paint on the thing. And I've got some vet gel to help the flow. Lovely stuff. Vets use it to smear up their arms before they insert into cows to help them with the births of some recalcitrant calves. Are very useful and very cheap. I bought a 5 gallon of it or half a gallon. I don't know. I'll show you. I haven't done an acrylic other than as watercolour for a long time. 2.5 litre. There we are. So if you want to stay with acrylics, go on. I got this off eBay. It's only about £80, quite cheap, and it does work. But it does dry quickly as well. But it helps the paint to flow, so we can carry on thickening up a bit. You can go straight in with the impasto, but you'll run out of mix before you get to the end of it. So we'll just use a bit of yellow ochre, plenty of white, and just get some stuff on there. Just feel your way in. Don't try to do a finished painting to start with. A bit of vermilion in there. Oh, just fiddle away, covering up, and this is only my way of painting. It's you do it how you feel comfortable, but it's just an idea of creating an impressionist sky. And we want to quite a low horizon. Right, go back. Okay, that's something. Oh, we've got a nice bit of colour in there. So let's add a bit of mauve to it. Mix a bit of vermilion. Right, get that bit of a shadow colour under that cloud. Touch of gel. Right, now we'll go with some nice heavier clouds. A bit yellow. Okay, what was that like on the screen? Okay, so get some nice light, bit of ochre. Get that mauve going. I haven't used Payne's Grey yet. I might not. So there's a sky. I mean, there's nothing difficult about that. And don't worry if the ground colour shows through. That's all to the good. Now I've got to make sure my brush stays very clean, because if it dries, if you've got some paint still in the brush and it dries, you've lost your brush. So beware. So now we want just a bit of foreground. So nice greens. So I'm using a shortcut with low horizons. For me, mean big clouds, big impressionist skies. So I'll just add some light here and there. We can do some texture on there. Now that's already drying. Clean the brush. Let's put in some I just wonder if I should use one of my very inexpensive where is it? There we are. This old brush here. Whoops. Just use that for doing some trees on the horizon. We can also put a church in if we want to when it dries a bit. So let's mix up a blue, red and yellow. There we've got a lovely green. We don't even need the mixed green, so let's just get some nice yellow on the top, catching some light. Can always add some sky holes later for the birds to fly through. Now we've got to beware of counter change. See, there's no division between the tones there. So we either put the dark on one side or on the other side. So light's coming. Oh, let's put that there. Clean the brush. Then we can add some bit of light green on here. Okay, look, just sorting out that light against dark. Always light against dark. Just get a bit of a separation. It's a nice little brush this. It does lovely things. Bit of white, just to lighten that green. Okay, well that was easy enough. What we can do is to put a bit of blue in behind that. Mix a bit of Payne's grey with some ultramarine. Just white. Then we've got a cool grey. And because it dries quickly, you can paint over the edges. So we've got some nice distance there. So we're going to sort the counter change out. Let's get some more dark in there. So look at that lovely dark. It's a lovely warm, rich dark. Let's okay. I'll just say this is a simple one. Now I'm going to put some lights back on the foreground, all nice and dry. So I'll take my brush out of the drink. Make sure you've got your knees covered up, otherwise you'll get paint on your jeans and you won't be very pleased. Because acrylic, if it's not sponged off straight away and you let it dry, it will stain. Oil paints will come out, provided they're not bone dry. The oil paint stays wet or moist for quite a time. Right, so we'll go back and we'll add a bit of shadowy colour. And we can add a bit of light. Well, I think we've probably got a bit too dark over that blue, so let's just lighten it a bit. Okay, that's better. Right, we can put it back in the water. We can put some more highlights on the on this here now. Haven't got any counter change there, so let's get some in. Just decide where you want your light to come from, and then so that one is sort of behind. Well, actually, that wouldn't be right, would it? So I'll get dark. I'll go back to the dark. Bit of Payne's grey just to. Okay. Now I'll go back to the yellowy green. See, that's a bit better. See what I'm trying to do. Right now, we've got a nice colour there, but it's totally different from there. So let's have more red. Tone that one down, down a bit. Right, now do we want to put a building in there? It's a bit even, isn't it? Get the yellow back. Just a little bit of stipple, just get us out of trouble. Okay, now we'll put in some sky holes. I'm going to do a bit of texturing in the foreground. See, that's dry. While I'm doing that, that's drying. Well, I know what we'll do. Let's put that in the background, a bit of that. I'll put some light in there. I think that will help. Now, some sky holes. Just stippling. Just opening it up. Now, looks like there's a light behind. But it's still. Right, let's just get that little bit of light on the that horizon there. So just have a bit of white, bit of ochre, touch of yellow. Right, put that in there. Let's get a texture brush and just do some bushes in the foreground here. It's probably better off without that, wouldn't it? The weather in the UK at the moment is awful, absolutely awful. For this time of year, this time last year it was a heat wave. Here we've had day after day now of dull, showery. Maximum temperature is about 16 degrees centigrade on some days. But we can invent the light, can't we? Let's get rid of that. Just paint it out. If you don't like it, just paint it out. Now get the light. Right, just the fill. Let's push that fill back. Maybe a little bit of shadow. Now, I've not used any detail for this. Where's my yellow gone? Mostly these are Winsor & Newton Galleria paints. Yellow, just a touch. Because I won't be doing another acrylic for some time. Just add a bit of an illusion of something going on. This is completely meaningless. It's what anybody would just interpret the way you want it to go and have a bit of darker green, a bit of red. Sorry about my filthy palette. Okay, well, it's just a simple meadow scene. I hope you like that one. Yep. Back to where I could probably still put a little bit more dark in it. See, this is where you start fiddling. It all goes wrong. Got to have that shadow. Okay, well, I hope you like it. I'll give it a signature. Where's my little brush? Got a tiny little hobby brush here. Well, I say hobby, it's a number 2. Late friend of ours made model soldiers. I mean, lead soldiers, in historical uniforms, and used these brushes for the fine painting. And lovely, but he died. This isn't really working. Oh, well, that bit. No, mate. I'll put that in pen, I think. Just cleaning the brush. Right, okay, folks. Well, there's one for you. Just to show simple meadow, clumps of trees, masses, and a very impressionist sky. Just to show how simple it can. We complicate things by overworking. Very easy to do. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.